The Moonlight Greatsword is the greatest weapon in Fromsoft's arsenal, going all the way back to Kingsfield. But it was also in the first game people cared about from Fromsoft, Demon's Holes. Today we're beginning a tour of the history of the Moonlight Greatsword with a run through the first Fromsoft Frustration Simulator. Maybe we'll even get to say hi to Phalanx, Demon's Holes. Hey everybody, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. To watch these runs live, follow us on Twitch. We're going to be running through the Souls series with all the Moonlight swords. Join the Patreon to support the channel. It's the best place to do it. Check out Tulok Time to watch us play games that aren't frustration simulators from Fromsoft to see what it's like when there is joy in my heart and life in my eyes. Tulok the Cardbarian is where we're building some commander decks in Magic the Gathering. Tulok the Barbarian is where we're making that D&D 5e homebrew you crave. Now, let's get started at the very beginning of an iconic exercise in masochism.
It's just another full moon.
That's the Kinks with Full Moon off their 1977 album Sleepwalker, one of the most underrated bands of all time. I personally believe they deserve to be as recognized as the Beatles. That's enough NPR voice. We're starting off with a big ol' lore dump that does a shitty job of explaining everything. I guess that's why they call it a dump. There's a fog. It rolled into town and it's making everyone go crazy or whatever. This game gives a lore reason for the boss fog. It's kind of like when you go back to Mario 64 and the game starts by introducing you to Lack 2 with a camera, because they were like, no one will understand how a camera works if we don't show there's a character following Mario, Blair Witch style. You can just put some fog up. It's all good. I will say, though, the intro cutscene is not as spicy as the rest of the game. The rest of the shit looks good. I maintain this is the best looking game ever made. If you don't like the new enemy designs, whatever. I think it's a lateral move, if anything. I decided to start as a priest, which gives us a mace and a 100% physically resistant shield, but also faith. This is the only Souls game where the Moonlight Sword is a faith weapon, so, okay. It also starts us in heavy load, so we gotta take the helmet and the pants off, but that's fine. It lets us show off the Sailor Moon hair, fighting demons by the moonlight, and whatnot. Some differences from the other Souls games: no flask, just Kush, the good stuff.
This is the dollar store. How good can it be?
There's also no charged heavy, there's just a heavy. There is a first boss. Also, here's where the graphics are really gonna show off. Oh, look at these jiggle physics. Oh, while we spank that thing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on. Oh wait, it's an Erdtree avatar. Look at this ass. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Come on. If it don't look like that, I don't want it. Mommy. Ooh, ooh. Ow. Okay, I don't like how that felt. Let's see how long the miracle takes to get off. Or not, or just die. It's time for the Nexus, the hub world, which means that we get our leveling Maiden, the Maiden in Black, not to get too bow wow wow awooga, but the Souls series waifu design peaked here. I'd do horrible things to make her happy, including playing Demon's Holes. What's so bad about playing Demon's Holes? Well, for one, when you die, the game takes half your health away. Let's just get this out of the way from the jump. The Souls genre would be best described, in my opinion, as frustration simulators. They are games for the rats that don't run to the cheese and instead press the button that shocks them and gives them a little bit of mousewood. Also, it's just for men. Male breaker? Woke. Is this game woke? Why does it only break males? Demon's Souls? More like DEI-man's souls. That's a joke, much like anyone who thinks DEI is ruining games and not corporate greed and crunch. You are a joke. Anyway, the frustration simulator needs to be calibrated, and since this is the first attempt, it is turned to maximum frustration at all times, which isn't the best way to get your masochistic mice their mouse-skatools. So yeah, every time you die, half your health gets taken away. That's part 1. I'll explain part 2 of that baloney later. For now, let's climb up legally distinct Stormveil Castle. It also doesn't need to be legally distinct since Fromsoft owns both of them, but that's not true. Sony owns Demon's Holes and Bloodborne. Oh, fuck out. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. There's a lot of good in the game though. Don't get me wrong, every hit feels insanely good. There's so much haptic feedback coming out of my DualSense wireless PlayStation 5 controller. Shilling aside, I do love the PS5 controller, and only PS5 exclusives actually use it in cool ways. The crits are also hype as hell. Maybe Corey has gotten a few of them in the background already. No pressure, there will be plenty of them. They're also a little hard to land sometimes. Where's the crit? I'm doing my foolproof strategy of moving slightly to the right and then blocking. No, nothing? Bullshit. Bullshit. Unprofessional bullshit. So, also, soul running. This is where it started. We die, we drop our souls, we run back. Here, though, enemies kind of keep their aggro a little longer than they do in Elden Ring. So if you want to just blow past the enemies and get your souls back, get ready to be chased like a nun in a horror movie. Although I suppose nuns are chased everywhere. Oh, this also has my favorite Souls tradition, tunnel vision to basic enemies you don't need to fight. This Red Knight is overtuned for the area. Factually, that's the point. He's here to teach you to turn the hell around. But I'm goated, so we can just block the attacks, then walk around, get the crit. If the crits ever worked. Yeah, he one-shots us with every move that isn't his big charge, and his big charge kind of stun locks us into multi-hits that kill us. We die. We lost a lot of times fighting him, so I guess I can explain some more Demon's Souls stuff. Checkpoints? Never heard of them. While future Souls games would pop a bonfire down every few miles or so, and then Elden Ring put a Stake America on every square block like it's a subway, Demon's Souls gives you one archstone when you beat a boss. Sometimes there are shortcuts, sometimes there aren't. That means every level is not just beating the hard boss, it's also beating the hard boss after running through an American Ninja Warrior course, with broken glass in your pockets, 5-pound weights on your nips, and your high school bully laughing at you from the stands. This is also one of those Souls games where you can't level up till you beat the first boss. Get good or die trying. And remember, there's also no Estus Flask. All of your healing items are consumable. Now, there is a lot more of them, but when you run out, you have to grind them, and that makes using them kind of unpleasant. Now, we started off as a priest, which is pretty helpful in that regard. The heal spell is too slow to use in the middle of the fight, but you can basically use it as a soft checkpoint when you clear a mob. I don't mean you'll respawn there or anything, it's just a heal. There are NPCs about, and they're helpful. Yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you. Go get him, buddy. You're doing great. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Get him. Oh, yeah. Get those bad boys. Did I land on the fucking fire? This game sucks, dude. Get him, buddy. Great work. Great work. I'm glad we're working together. We're gonna do this together, buddy. That's Boletarian Jr. He just kind of wanders around fighting stuff, and if stuff dies, we get the souls for it. It's the perfect plan. Unless he dies. He might die. So, damn it, I guess we're babysitting. Oh, wait, I'm gonna heal. Don't die, I'm healing. I think he's gonna fucking bite it. So I guess let's go ahead and let's clear the path out for him. It's much easier to clear a path when you notice environmental details, like these balls you can drop on the enemies. That's kind of the only time this happens. It feels like they maybe wanted this to be a feature that happens throughout the game, but then only put it in the first area and couldn't find any places to add it later. Also, we died to some random spear soldiers, so I guess we're running back. We're back, and there's a big long bridge. Oh boy, I hope no dragon comes by and kills everyone on it. Quick, while he's distracted, loot the other area. Then he'll come back to this area, and we can run across the bridge. Bamboozled again. Crank the gate, and oh no, there's a big spear that came out of the room. I wonder if there's some sort of spear boss in there. We actually get a little preview of that on the path. Little goobers with the shields. But also, I forgot where the Ring of Demon Souls playability was, so we have to run back through the path one more time and die again. I needed to unlock the shortcut that I ignored and then complained about not using because I'm not giving Demon's Souls a fair shake. You know what? You're not giving it a fair shake if you're not frustrated. It's a frustration simulator. Get frustrated. Cling Ring makes it so that when you're in ghosty form, you only have 25% of your health taken away instead of 50. It makes the game much more playable. Everybody, say hello to Phalanx, Demon's Souls. So, the gimmick here. There's a boss in the middle, surrounded by little dudes who shield him in a phalanx pattern. They're all very weak to fire, so we throw off some grenades. Lots of grenades. It's kind of the only way to do it, in my opinion. Easy boss, easy win, and that's kind of Demon Souls' thing. The bosses are easier because the areas are way harder. As Miyazaki tunes the frustration simulator in the future, I think it becomes more clear that it's more fun to struggle against a boss, and less fun to struggle through Hollywood Horror Nights, but everyone stabs you with rusty nails. Do a little talking to some NPCs, then we get to level up. We need 24 faith. Uh-oh. So you might notice we didn't get any points into Vitality, which is this game's version of Vigor. Also, didn't even hit the faith we need for the sword. That's going to be majorly inconvenient, or as I'd call it, the opposite of starting your website with today's sponsor, Squarespace. That's right, gamers, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. You know, Demon Souls was really where Fromsoft started their journey towards making these really hard RPGs. That makes Squarespace the Demon Souls of your business, because you should start with a website. A website really makes it real. Now you might be thinking, hey Phil, I'm no web design expert. How do I make my fan page for Phalanx Demon Souls really stand out? Well, you don't have to be a design expert. You just have to use design intelligence from Squarespace. That'll help you figure out where to put different text boxes praising Phalanx Demon Souls, and where to put different images of your fan art of Phalanx Demon Souls. If you've got some spicier fan art of Phalanx and you want people to have to pay for it, Squarespace makes that easy. You can set up paid member areas of your website, either one-time purchases or subscriptions. It's easy. Squarespace makes getting paid easy, accepting Klarna, Apple Pay, ClearPay, Afterpay, credit cards, PayPal, whatever you want to do to help your customers send you their money, which is much better than getting their souls, which you would do in Demon Souls. So, you know, Squarespace can't take anyone's soul. I will say that. We set up our website on your work computer in an afternoon because we thought it would be fun. And guess what? It was. You could probably make your Phalanx fan page in a similar amount of time. To get started with a free trial today, go to squarespace.com. Then when you're ready to publish, go to squarespace.com/tulokmango for 10% off your first website or domain. Remember, go to squarespace.com to start your free trial and then click the link in the description, or go to squarespace.com/tulokmango for 10% off your first domain or website. Now, let's get back to this holy sword of Moonlight.
This town sucks.
Okay, quick Demon Souls tradition. When you beat a boss, you get your full health back. That's good. You're now in body form when you die. And if you die in body form, you lose half your health, and all the enemies in the area you died do more damage to you, and you do less damage to them. It's called World Tendency. It's a secret mechanic you might not realize exists, and then it will torpedo your playthrough into a miserable spiral, which means every time you beat a boss, go into the Nexus, run up the stairs, and... And also, I didn't go to Goblin Town yet. So, everybody knows there's only one thing we can do now. We're gonna go kill that fucking Red Knight. There's actually a good reason for it. He drops quite a few souls for us at this point. It's not just because I have tunnel vision and this guy's my white whale. Don't be ridiculous. He's not white and he's not a whale. For some reason, this time it works. I think it's just the extra health we have. Quite a few souls in the pocket, and none of them will go into our vigor before we go to Miyazaki's first draft of Blight Town. Welcome to the Valley of Defilement, or the Depraved Valley. They're synonyms. You can say valley or chasm.
Don't mind if I do.
Good God, this is the worst level. And my first example of world design philosophy of Demon Souls. Claustrophobia. You know how in Elden Ring most of the enemies you fight are in like big open fields, or at least auditoriums and schools with hallways wide enough for a student body to move through it. Well, in the Orc Chasm, orcs will attack you on bridges with no railings to make you fall into bottomless pits, or in a room roughly the size of a porta potty but with slightly more shit on the ground. All of the enemies do have poop on their knives to poison you, and poisoning in this game also reduces the effectiveness of your healing.
This is disgusting.
You can try and just run past everything, but eventually you hit a bridge that does have railings and guys blocking it, with all the guys you ran past chasing you. And anytime there are railings or walls and you try to swing your weapon, you will simply bonk off the wall. Great question. No, the railing and walls do not actually make the enemies bonk. Their attacks will work every time. Thank you for asking it. Sometimes you get good things. And a blessed mace +1. That's what I'm fucking talking about. That also has regen, right? It's got a little regen. Are we noticing the regen, people? Oh, fuck. No, 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 no. Pass. If anyone is wondering, there are no offensive miracles. Okay, not true, Phil. There is one miracle that does damage that you get super late into the game. But yeah, fire spells, not faith-based in this one. They're intelligence-based. Faith is just for healing. Oh, also sometimes the enemies don't obey the laws of physics. They fly now? They fly now. The real wall is just this last bridge. There are two small guys and then a big guy, and the big guy breaks our guard with the amount of endurance we have with one hit. Also, we can't really swing the mace on the bridge. Oh, and also poison lasts 3 full minutes. But sometimes people in chat backseat and tell me it's 90 seconds, which I would assume that I could heal through. Hey, so you know what would be funny if I wasted a bunch of those non-renewable consumables for healing? But eventually I figured out. Wait. Better idea.
Oh! I can just run!
Time for the Leechmonger, baby! Everyone loves Leechmonger, right? Here's how the boss fight works. You get covered in leeches. If you don't have black flame powder, your damage against him is bad. In fact, it's so bad that he can outpace you with his self-heal ability, which has no limit. He can just do it over and over again, unlike the Moose, who comes in Elden Ring and heals less every time. They didn't do that with Leechmonger. Yeah, he just heals the same amount every time and he can just do it whenever. But you will be committed to beating him because you forgot to grab black flame powder, so you just try and brute force a fight that isn't brute forceable. Oh, and I mean, you're gonna use every consumable, even the aged spice, to restore your magic so you can get more heals off. We're in this shit for 10 full minutes. The longest boss fight I've done in my damn life. Toward the end, I tried to lube up the mace with some regular fire, and hey, that works. Should have tried that while you still had some healing though, buddy. But Streamphil can't hear me, and he can't hear you, so he's just gotta suffer. Poor guy. And that death also means we get to do the whole Goblin Town again.
I don't even want to be around anymore.
Let's, I don't know. Let's go do something else.
Get what they want, they never want it again.
Yeah, this game is so frustrating, it makes me yearn for the mines. Most games will, though. I had a lot of fun playing Minecraft. Check that out on Tulok time. I get why people make it their whole channel. No money, no weed, but at least we have a strike weapon for the tunnels. Weird trend, a lot of the 1-1 worlds of this game give you a weapon that's great for a different 1-1 world. Like the mace we got from Poop Town puts in work in the Raya Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, since the pickaxe dudes do not take kindly to strikes, which is wild. You'd think their boss would be weak to strikes. We're mostly here for upgrade materials. Shocker, a Fromsoft game where you start off going to a mine to explicitly farm upgrade mats. Sincerely though, Demon's Souls is, in my opinion, the most open Fromsoft game before Elden Ring. I'm still playing it wrong because for some reason I never let myself play games right, but if you were playing it correctly, you could just bail on frustrating areas and check out a different area. Now, even the way I'm playing it wrong, we're kind of doing that still. Just realized I never explained the rules for this run. Okay, pretty loosey-goosey. Rule 1, get the Moonlight Greatsword and delay as many boss fights as possible, then win as many boss fights as possible with the Moonlight Greatsword. I'll allow myself to use the healing spells because, you know, why not? Honestly, that's definitely a big part of the big faith you need for the sword. Having big faith gives you better healing spells. Does that mean that in Dark Souls 1 through 3, I'll let myself use spells and intelligence stuff? I don't think so, because it does damage. I don't know. They're my stupid rules. I made them up. I might change my mind in part 2 of this when we do Dark Souls 1. You don't know, because I don't know. And if I don't know, you don't know. Yeah, do y'all remember when I played Bloodborne and I was like, Bloodborne's a very cool game, because I hate every single area of it, but collectively as a whole, I quite enjoy it. This is the same. Because every area I'm like, oh, well, this part sucks. But then I'm like, wait, what part do I like? And here we come to the crux of being a frustration simulator content creator. Bars. The joy of the frustration simulator comes in its conquering. So when you've conquered it, you don't really get the feeling again on a replay. Yet the frustration is still all there. It's kind of like developing a tolerance to an addictive substance, except smoking looks objectively very cool, and shattering a DualSense wireless PlayStation 5 controller does not. You also have to make the frustration simulator more frustrating, because I played the frustration simulator. It doesn't work as a video title. It's got to be, I beat the frustration simulator in a specific way, and that makes you play that game wrong and in ways that the frustration simulator was never meant to be experienced. All this to say, damn, Demon's Souls is frustrating. We made it through the first shortcut and we were able to level up our mace a little bit. We didn't have enough Dragonstone to get a Dragon Mace, which would have put innate fire damage on our basic mace for the Leechmonger. And hey, spoilers, that would have been worse anyway. But still, I checked Fextralife to find Dragonstones. They said there wasn't a way to get them until you beat the first boss in the mines. I have 2. And I haven't beaten the first boss in the mines. If you thought Fextralife was bad for the most popular frustration simulator, wait till you try to use it on the least popular frustration simulator. It's probably Dark Souls 2, actually. This one got a little more heat when it was a PS5 launch exclusive. Anyway, fun fact, some levels are less bullshit than Proto Blight Town. Shocker. We get to the end of the mines part 1, open the shortcut. It took about 30 minutes with an easily repeated run back to the boss. Relatively easy, for this game. It's pulling teeth compared to Elden Ring runbacks, but licking teeth compared to Blight Town. Licking your teeth is quite easy. Great metaphor, me. The best route for the good kush is on the bridge of Boletaria to Dragon Boogaloo. Good old Astraea needs our help again because he's pretty pathetic. But the bridge is being attacked by a dragon. It's really easy to kill the dragon with enough arrows and even worth more runes than it takes to buy the arrows to kill it. But counterpoint, I don't want to do that. So instead we'll just book it and then head to the bottom where we get a very good item. Gash resistant. I think the gamers might be wearing that ring, you know what I'm talking about? The enemies here just happen to drop a lot of weed, and the salesman at the end sells nothing. No kush at the store. Back to the top we go. Well, I'm dead. I'm alive! Press the legs button. Ow. I mean, we lived. Now these blue knights always got the good kush on them. If I ever start selling weed, I'm gonna wear a glowing blue helmet so the Demon's Souls fans will know this is some dank moon grass. Noble's Lotus. What is Noble's Lotus? Counteracts poison.
Things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
Truly, this does allow for so much open exploration, as long as you weren't just bum rushing one specific weapon. That's the end of Stream 1, but in Stream 2, we actually get the Moonlight Greatsword pretty fast. Here's how that went. All it takes is just some regrouping. While I was away from stream, I figured we should just run back through Boletaria to the shop man and buy a bunch of fire bombs. Only problem is, I'm a fool. He's not in the first area anymore, he's in the second area, because we went to the second area. That was a pretty big waste of time. Whoops. Back to hell now. We make it through to the boss in about 6 minutes and throw 7 bombs. That didn't do much, but... Okay, Black Pine Resin seems like it was the move. Well, okay. I think I cracked the code. We could cash in the boss's holes for a spell that removes poison, but we'd have to rescue another dude in another area, so I don't feel like it. Instead, we'll just eat it up. Then cowabunga. Time for Miyazaki's first ever poison swamp. You never forget your first. Let's go grab the moon.
You take the moon, and you take the moon, and you take the moon, and you take the moon.
Ironically, we played this the day the Shrek 5 teaser dropped, and woo-wee, let's just say this was my second worst swamp experience that day. As this is the Frustration Simulator Prime, it's got some jank that's extra janky. You can't roll in the swamp at all. If your toe is touching the water, no rolling, kind of a problem. But it also means there's no enemies in the swamp, so if you make your peace with the fact that you're gonna be poisoned, just go through the poison. Besides, we have extra healing from extra faith. It takes a little time, but we get there. For the second area, I decided to just smack the bugs out of the air and stay on the walkway. The very narrow walkway that's meant to make you fall down and die. Goblins do not make the best architects. Somehow Miyazaki made a platforming challenge that doesn't give you a jump button. Truly a visionary. We're looking for slugs. Because that island over there with those slugs, and that big old fucker thing of slugs, is what we need to get. Unfortunately, we get the attention of a giant gerblin and get smashed where we can't roll. Back to square one. The major gatekeeper is just 5 bugs? Which, like, okay. I guess they can poison you really fast, but dude, I am knee deep in dookie. Why would I be worried about getting poisoned harder? We make our way up the walkway and drop the slugs. Then it is time for peak slug gameplay. I'm trying to take my time by hitting them with throwing knives, pulling one off, and then beating it off my little island. Then I get sick of beating it off one at a time, so I just jump in there and flail around trying to beat off as many as I can. Really not all that rough, and after some quality slug extermination, we get our weapon. Is it really made of moonlight? Well, sort of. Here's the good news. We can now do something exciting. Kind of my favorite thing to do with the Poison Swamp area. We can fucking leave. Also, do we dump the shield, you think? Yeah, good question. And the answer is no. Nah. Is there a good reason I think we should keep the shield? Not really. Just been kind of burnt out lately, and I'm gonna let myself have this one. The game will be frustrating enough with a shield. We don't need to add the extra punishment of being shieldless. Also, since large Sword of Moonlight is pure faith scaling, there's no damage penalty from one-handing it instead of two-handing it. The 100% physical shield comes in handy against the Armor Spider, since almost all of his moves are just physical. Rolling is unnecessary. There is a moment when he throws up and sets everything on fire, forcing you to run to the back, but other than that, if you just keep your shield up, it's pretty free. The next area gives you two options: a slow, agonizing trip through the mines, or a faster fall right into the pits of hell. We'll try the slow path first. Lots of worms, beetles, and tunnels that are too tight for you to swing your sword in. Remember, the design philosophy is claustrophobia. After getting lost in the tunnels for a while and dying, I decided, let's just go to the hole. Carve up a few dwarves first, and then remember how to fall down this shortcut. Second try success. It's not even that bad. Look down. Can you fall on that? Then fall on it. Better than the Bloodborne fall area for sure. Next boss is a good one. Flame Lurker. His gimmick is he's hard. Also, he's hard to see. Dude is glowing so much it kind of glares out the whole area and kind of crashes the stream a little bit. It's blurry. The Sword of Moonlight also does that in certain darker areas, but mostly it's a pretty fair fight against a fire gorilla, and our magic damage does pretty great in this fight. He is super weak to it, actually. We trade this Demon's Hole in with Ed the Blacksmith, then upgrade the Moonblade with a colorless Demon's Hole. Those are weird to get, but there's an easy one we can go grab right away. Time for Island's Edge. Huh, I didn't even know they could come. It's time for another first-time staple, Rolly Skeletons. Do you love getting rolled by skeletons in Fromsoft games? Well, they started here. And God, I wish they stayed here and died here and honestly weren't even here. They show up in hallways that are too narrow for you to swing your sword. What a novel concept. But we're here for another Fromsoft staple, Sparky the Crow. If we drop an extra talisman we picked up, they'll drop one colorless Demon's Hole to bring our sword up to +1. And it only goes up to +5, so that's pretty good. I tried to make it through the rest of the level, then remembered the rest of the level is garbage. So never mind. Back to the mines. The Dragon God is a gimmick boss fight that doesn't use your weapon. You play hide and seek with a big dragon, break some rubble, and hope the fight doesn't jank you. The first time, it janked me. The second time, it didn't. And then we get to use the weapon. Now, a lot of fake gamers out there will say, this is a fight you don't even get to use your build for, and that's just not true. You can't even use the Moonlight Greatsword for this fight. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? What did I even mean by that? Look at that boss beaten with the Moonlight Greatsword. That's the Demon's Hole we can trade in for one offensive miracle, but skip it. We'll just eat it, get a bunch of souls. Then Cowabunga, and get ready for our next exercise in frustration, but not like how we did it before. This is intentional, world-ruining Cowabungas. Stonefang Tunnel is complete, there's no more boss to fight, so instead we just plummet the world tendency down to get a special item. Killing nice guys, like this dude in the cave, make the world get naughty. Jumping off a cliff in body form does the same thing. Now the world isn't quite naughty enough, I'll figure out what to do later. For now, it's back to Island's Edge, a really annoying area.
So let's just skip it.
Yeah, your favorite Elden Ring YouTuber who never does skips or glitches. Turns out from my old Demon's Holes days, I hated this shit so much I learned to skip. Nope, never mind. There we go. First try. It's sort of like the swag jump, but in a game where you can't jump. Our first boss here is the Adjudicator, and to be honest, I hardly know her. She's got a big long tongue, or at least the flesh Gundam she's piloting does. His big old body is not the boss, it's the bird that's puppeteering it. Try to suppress your gash resistance and hit the wound, then the head falls down and the bird falls down, and we're in body form again. Which means we can go back to Stonefang and Cowabunga. But hey, still not dark enough world tendency.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
I'm going to jump!
We have a few consumables that bring us back to body form so we can repeat the process until everything is evil. Then find a butthole lizard at the bottom of an elevator. Finding a butthole at the bottom, more likely than you'd think. That's a second colorless demon's hole. We need to find 3 more for maximum moonlight. But for that, we need to clear a few more worlds. Let's finish off the Shrine of Storms first.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Shrine of Storms 2 might be my least favorite level in any video game ever. It's not because of the Grim Reaper at the beginning. He's fine. I mean, he's annoying, but he's fine. I dropped down and accidentally opened up the back path to a familiar face. Patches! My friend!
Wait, you see that pit? It's filled with treasure.
For real? Wait. Oh, I don't see any treasures. Oh, Patches. What are we gonna do? Hey, it's Saint Urbane. You want me to, I don't pray. I hold up L1, and then I hit R1. Get corved up. Confirmation Patches gets no bitches. Gives you the gash resistant ring. No, the hell comes outside. The narrow-ass path with 2 rolly skeletons. A sniper skeleton, followed by 2 more skeletons with super armor. Who made this? Why did they make this? And why is that even so bad, Phil? I'm sorry, I don't quite understand it. Well, the path is narrow. There's Death Pit to the left and a wall to the right. You have to hold your weapons in your right hand. There is no left-handed weapon moveset. This isn't Dark Souls 2, which means for this weapon, which swings from right to left, it will bonk off the wall, which means the skeletons get to stun lock you and you get to die. Let's say you manage to get past those guys, probably by hitting the R2, which is a slower overhead attack that comes with its own issues of being slower and leaving you very open to being hit. Now you get to go to another Grim Reaper room, but his ghosts are on the stairs that are too narrow for you to scoot past. This room isn't that bad. The ghosts eventually kind of scoot to the left. The next room isn't fine, because there is less room. And when you get to the second ghost, there is a Grim Reaper hiding and planning to slash you. If you want to bait him back, you can't, because he won't chase you. He's got a ranged attack that shoots straight, which makes it great for going down the hallway, where you can't swing your weapon. So, you just die. But we make it through and get to the boss and then take a big long break with the magic recovery ring so that we can go in to the boss fight with full health and magic. The thing about the old hero is that he's very easy. He's blind and it's pretty easy to just stand behind him and hit his legs. However, he does hit pretty hard. So if you got stuck on the level geometry and get hit, you might die. And after 20 minutes of getting treated like a bowling pin by the skeleton army at their bowling night, that hurts. 10 minutes later, we make it back and it's just as easy as you'd expect. Go behind the legs, hit them, and then move away. They have to make the boss easy because the area is so miserable. Also, the particle effects on the sword fried the stream. It looks like we're playing a 3D version of Dead Cells. What the hell is this? I think it looks kind of cool like a mosaic, but yeah, kind of sucks that it looks that shitty edited out. Boss beat, cowabunga. Final boss is the Storm King, which means we've got to hit it with the Storm Ruler. This is the Rykard gimmick fight origin, but since I haven't done it a billion times, it's still pretty neat. Also, like flying manta rays, way cooler. Getting to kill a bunch of little ones before the big one shows up, way cooler. Watching the extra dimensional beast fly in and out of the area, way cooler. And it dies fast enough that the gimmick is still fun by the end of the fight. Rykard takes too long. Since that's the Archstone final boss, it drops a bunch of runes, and also, we can kill an Iceman. Oh, so he's like looking for a legendary weapon. That's so neat. Anyway, bonk, 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 bonk. I'm fucking evil. Oh, I'm just so racked with guilt, I guess I better jump. This colorless demon soul is on the side of a mountain. Neat. Let's go finish off the poison swamp by being a hero.
How bad can I be? How bad could I possibly be? Let's see.
Yeah, so it turns out the Valley of Defilement storyline kind of just makes you a bad person. Just another reason to avoid this area like the plague. But you're not a bad person until you get to the end, because the first boss is slugs, and the second boss, well, all the girlies say he's pretty fly for a Colossi. It's the dirty Colossus, and he's just a big lumbering hunk of flies. The flies do damage over time, but it's not poison damage. You can run over the torches to burn the flies off, or just like, I don't know, heal a little more. It's fine. Remember, the run-up was miserable, so the boss has to be dumb as bricks. Those bricks are just full of flies. Wasn't even hard. To keep it interesting, we didn't die. Maiden Astraea and Garl Vinland are the nicest people in this game. Girl was sent here by the church to heal the sick people. Then she was like, you should send more people. And the church was like, nah, we don't want to. Sounds expensive. Just let them die. So she opens the power of the demon's hole and becomes a demon to heal more people. Garl Vinland just stands her because she's nice. She doesn't even have any attacks. So the boss fight is really against him. Then it's just a DPS test to kill her before the plague kills you, while she begs for mercy and for you to just leave the poor defiled alone because they're just sad little goblin dudes who are sick. She's trying to heal them.
Are we the baddies?
Well, that's all done. Now we're in pure white world tendency. I guess that means killing her was a good thing. Whatever. It means we can find the NPC this area has and murder them to make the world worse. That NPC is Selen, Garl Vinland's sister, braving the swamps to find her brother that she loves so much. Oh yeah, here I can get you and your brother reunited real fast. Ba ba da da ba da da ba da 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 da. It's okay. We'll tank spank.
Your soul is dog shit. Every single thing about you is ugly.
I'll be honest, that one's pretty indefensible, but hey, her name was Selen, you know? Like Elden Ring. You guys notice that? After a few trips to the Cliffs of Penance, the world is now as shitty as our soul. We can find a beetle for the colorless demon's hole. Oh my god, I almost failed the ska check. Forgot to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. That's a +4 Greatsword. Time for Raya Lucaria Sr., but this time it's a prison. A funny prison, where the guards make you laugh 10 times. You know how? Yeah, Latria is the inspiration for a lot of future Fromsoft levels. That bullshit zone with the jailers in Dark Souls 3 comes to mind. The finger creepers have a lot of limbs and like to stun lock you, very similar to the illithids roaming around here. There will be more stuff later, just get ready for it. This is kind of a fun history lesson, even if it's a history lesson where the book slams shut on your genitals every 15 minutes. And if you're like, joke's on you, I'm into that. No, you're not. If you're into CBT, 15 minutes is a long time to wait between smashings. 15 minutes of genital smashing is bad for everyone. Those who like and to dislike genital smashing. In that way, Democrats are the 15 minutes of genital smashing party. The left doesn't like them because they don't try to do anything good, and the right doesn't like them because they don't shut the book on your genitals fast enough. Shit or get off the pot, or I guess crush my balls or put the book down. I fully leaned into this being a black hat run, so I'm killing all the prisoners. People being shoved in pots for torture? This game ripped off Shadow of the Earth Tree. Yeah, it's something I forgot was in this. Damn, Demon's Holes really was setting the tone for everything. All the way at the bottom, we even find Sorceress Selen, not Garl Vinland's sister, who we just killed. Hey, that looks like none of my fucking business. Wait! Katamari Damashi. It didn't even drop anything. This place sucks. Hey everyone, remember the danger path of Stormvale? How bad could it be? Try that again. You know what they said? You miss 100% of the shots you never took. You also miss some of the shots you do take. You know? You usually just run around to the back, stick your finger in, and turn it off. Isn't that unusual? There's an NPC with a poison build on the main path to the boss, so let's just skip it. Go up to the top. There's a random guy who's simping for the boss, hit him once, then head down to the bottom. We drop and then head into the boss. That's just fucking Renala. Oh no, she's got multiple hands. That's Ronnie. It's also a doll, like Ronnie, but this boss fight is much more like Crystal Sage from Dark Souls 3. Teleporting away, making clones of itself, one of them's fake. Just find the right one through luck or skill. A little trick to figure out which one is real, it's the one that takes damage. Next area, bunch of reasonably sized walkways with enemies you can run past? Can you do that in this game? I think they goofed here. This area is kind of not bullshit. So long as the boss fight here is reasonable as well, this might be one of the best areas in the game.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't you dare.
There's a giant monster heart being held up with a ritualistic chain worship. How dare anyone say Kingdom Hearts is too hard to understand? The heart is a moon, and the enemies die to feed it. Chains are entirely uninvolved. Until Chain of Memories, which is the second game, not Kingdom Hearts 2. That's the third game, and okay, maybe you've got a few points. Okay, whatever. Something I do truly love about Demon's Holes is how much level there is to a level. Sometimes, when the level isn't a skeleton lane. Here, you drop down an elevator and suddenly you're in the blood docks with some creepy crawly centipede humans. Tom 6, eat your heart out. Though, that's not the part of anatomy Tom 6 is likely to eat. Finally, we get a little baloney with the mind flare on the stairs that are too narrow to roll on. Would it kill them to put a handrail up? The boss is Hall and Oates. Ooh, here they come. They're a Maneater. It likes to charge. A lot. Do you have a second attack you'd like to use ever? Probably because that attack is the most likely one to knock you off. Just always, always, always reset to the center of the path. You can chop off their tail to take their tail attack away from their moveset. Also, this is the first gargoyle jank fight, even though it's more of a chimera jank fight, but yeah, you know, there's tails you can chop off. Oh, it's like Dark Souls 1. I'm using the they, them pronouns, not because that's the Maneater's preferred pronouns, but because there are 2 of them. I don't know the Maneater's pronouns, though if Fallen Oats and Nelly Furtado are allies, and damn I know they are, it's she, her. So Maneater, I hardly know her. There's also a big torch a little further up that can give you some cover. Overall, not that bad this time. I've definitely struggled with this one before, but we do okay here. Only death we take is when we drop off the cliff after the fight. Final boss is just an NPC up the stairs, but the real boss is the Red Phantom Illithid on the way up, in a hallway that's too narrow to swing your sword in. And then a second one, because there's 2 of them. Oh, what a good goof. Our NPC when we make it up is a man of culture, wielding their own Moonlight Greatsword. They also get homing soul masses, and good lord, we died just to the homing soul mass? Like 80% of our max health? Wouldn't that scale with intelligence? What is this dude's build? He should have a faith build for the Dark Moon Greatsword. It's probably just someone who maxed out all their stats just to fuck with me specifically, because who is logging on to do PvP in the 4-year-old Demon's Holes remake? Fuckers, absolute fuckers, that's who. Phil, it's a default day in NPC. No, because check this out. Yeah, so whoever the dude was that got summoned and then quit out made me get stun locked while fighting the Illithid because there was just a text window. So that's pretty cool. We make it back up. This time the NPC has claws and gets a homing soul mass and how did that one-shot me before? Yeah, it did less than 20% of the damage it did last time. I just want to say, anyone who likes to play in invaders in these games, grass would be a cool thing you'd love. It's soft, it's cool to touch, you can feel like 30 blades in a second by just running your fingers through it. I couldn't find the NPC we needed to kill here, so we're just going to hit the Cowabunga button a bunch of times to summon the colorless demon. Which, by the way, this one's a bit of a jog, but that's fine. Remember, there's actually enough room to run past the enemies this time. That means we've maxed our Moonlight. Nothing but smooth sailing from here on out. Boletaria is the last area for us, and part 2 not hard. We've already ran past this bridge multiple times farming for grass and just haven't fought the boss. Whatever area is saved for last, obviously you're going to be the highest level 4. Tower Knight is supposed to be a fight where you beat all the archers, then come down and break the ankles. It's like the golems in Elden Ring, but with the one reborn gimmick thrown in there too. Demon's Holes is so derivative. Now, little issue, when we get down to the ankles, we're just hitting hard enough that it doesn't really fall down until the very end, letting us end the fight with one big headshot. That went pretty smoothly. So why is this section called Titanic Sword of Failure? Well, Boletaria 3 blows. Most areas don't have a 3, they just send you right to the final boss. Boletaria's got a 3, and I don't like it. That's not really the sword's fault. They had these assassin enemies. They just chase you down relentlessly in the hallways that are too narrow to run past. Then you get to the area with approximately 30 to 50 archers on either side of the gap, stopping you from hitting them, while you deal with melee bastards getting all up in your grill. It's mostly just very, very, very long, with so many places you can get overwhelmed and lose the run. It takes us 50 minutes to get to the run where we actually make it to the shortcut gate. And hey, look, Astrava is here to help me. No, he's there to run into a pole and do nothing. I guess I'll do it again too, I guess. You're stuck on that pole, huh? Hey, look everyone, it's the inspiration for Yura. One final little area with 3 red knights and 30 to 50 snipers, of course. All we gotta do is bait them and pull them off one at a time. Works great the first time. Baiting one guy and pulling him off makes it way easier to finish him. But attempt 2, we end up pulling off 2 guys at the same time. That's some sloppy baiting. Thankfully, it doesn't matter if we're sloppy. We have the shield in our left hand and our sword in the right, so we're able to beat these guys off with both hands and a little protection.
Phrasing?
With that, we can fight my favorite Demon's Holes boss. All right, everybody, who's ready for the funniest boss in the game? It's the Penetrator. Don't get penetrated. Moonlight Greatsword seems pretty great here. Damage is nice and solid, and the shield is pretty helpful too. Although, when someone's packing the impressive length of the Penetrator, you might just go right through that shield. No penetration necessary. Sincerely, there are so many ways to enjoy a boss fight. However, you and the boss enjoy it. Penetration can definitely be part of it, but as long as the fight is satisfying for both of you, that's a great boss fight, as far as I'm concerned. Only one more area. We've got 3 red phantoms, and we pull them off one at a time. First up is the fencer. He likes to two-hand it, but since we pulled him off, that doesn't matter anymore. Next guy we pull off is fully cheeked up, and with the giant shield for protection, he's employing the best strategy for enjoying Demon's Holes properly, using protection and thrusting from behind. However, I'm smart, so that when he thrusts, I go around to his backside and finish him off there, where he's sensitive, no problem. I really thought the archer lady would be easy. She swaps to her melee. I guess that's smart, we're right in her grill, but hey, as we back off to heal, we get a little surprise. Oh, it got stuck on a wall, huh? Whoa! What? I'm sorry. That's a spell? Spells are OP in this game? Yeah, she has Wrath of God. I didn't see that coming from an archer. Then a little fun on some stairs that are too small with some red knights. What a novel concept. And another dragon, which honestly isn't that bad. Just wait for him to start, and then chase the fire. Easy peasy. Lestrava comes to see us on the bridge because he's got to protect Daddy.
I should have left you on that street corner where you were standing. But you didn't.
Final boss. It's Old King Alot, and listen to that music. Wait. That's the fucking Elden Ring boss music. Wait. He's got a wind sword and does big wind blasts. When he charges up the old one, don't run away like I do. Just hit him. His combo game is also on point. Lots of fast swings. He holds his sword at an angle above his head and then does the dash. That's Margit shit. When his hand glows blue, he's gonna try and suck you, so watch out for that, or else
you'll be sucked.
We don't get hit by it. I'm simply too good, but the dude literally steals your last level up. That's some evil shit. Oh my god, wait, that's the mechanic in Night Rain. You can lose levels. Oh my god, this game really is just the gaming equivalent of the Leo meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Here I come.
We lost the first time. Hey, he's probably the second hardest boss in the game. I personally think Flame Lurker is a little harder. Attempt 2, we forget trying to pull him off with a shield. Remember what Bloodborne taught us. A shield misgenders passivity. And in Bloodborne, if you misgender someone, you get your goddamn throat ripped out. Despite being about twice as fast as the other bosses in the game, Alot is still pretty slow. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but Elden Ring is running on a few more shots of Duncan than old donut holes here. We're slower too, but we've got plenty of healing, and there aren't any more bosses to fight. No! Phil, you just said you weren't gonna get greedy. Oh! 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 Ah! Woo! False King Demon Soul. Oh my god, wait. Is there another boss? Wait, no, because we did the colorless Demon Souls. I've never done that before. Oh my god. Okay, wait. No, I don't even know what this fucking boss does. Okay. Okay. We can handle it. Okay. We're using everything. We're using everything. We are maxing out our level. Yes. Yes. Girl, where are you? No. No, let's not proceed to any layer. Proceed to 0 layers. I can say no. I can say no. I'm only a human. I'm only human. I couldn't say no. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Wow. Oh god. I like the birds for scale. Yeah, like, I don't know if it's gonna be like Orphan. That's the Demon's Hole. She called him a good boy. She's gonna make him simp. Can I level up? Let me level up. Fine. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. Clear those branches. Let's get our buff up. My heart is beating like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Shut up. Don't talk. No, dude. King a lot. Here we go. I think we got it. I think we got this. I think I've got the download on his moveset. I have the download on his moveset. We got this. It's not going to be easy. Okay. Okay. Sh-movement. Sh-movement. We gotta get ready for his desperation move. Oh, that was it. We dodged it. Let's go. There we go. And that is Demon's Holes, everyone. So let's review the large Sword of Moonlight and how it performed in this game. It's fine. Doesn't really help you deal with any of the issues in this game, namely attacking forward without swinging and bonking onto walls. Spears. That's it. Spears are S tier in this game. Everything else is B tier. Actually, you know what? Spells are really good too. Specifically just the baby's first blue shit spell. That's S tier in this game. It's fantastic in this game. You can just spam that and win so easily. It's like they forgot that ranged attacks were an option for a lot of bosses. They just kind of don't really know what to do. Anyway, obviously there's 2 fights you can't use the Moonlight Sword for, but it does good damage in all the fights you can use it in. You can grab it relatively early. The high faith requirement is a little irksome, but it's not really all that bad. I think B tier is fine. But it's less of a review of the Moonlight and more of a review of large swords in a game that doesn't really like when you swing them. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We're gonna try and do the other Moonlight swords in the other Souls games so we can have a nice little series of this. We're gonna try and do one a month. Enjoy that. Join the Patreon to support the channel. It's the best place to do it. Subscribe to Tulok Time if you want to see me play games that aren't just frustration simulators and see what it's like when I'm enjoying myself playing a video game. Tulok the Cardbarian's where we're doing Magic the Gathering stuff, and Tulok the Barbarian is where you can see our 5e D&D homebrew. Check that out.